Morning. It's cold, we're in Newcastle. I think the fact that there's so many people up and about, I'm quite impressed.
And lining up to jam for the slurs, it's Farron Samidi.
And on that jam line we have Hasselhoff there for the quad guards.
Farron Samidi only having one of the quad guard blockers to contend with, so he's through and he is lead jammer. Not taking his time about it either, not resting easy. And we have another quad guard blocker on the track now, so they're back up to two, but Farron Samidi making his way through. In the meantime, Hasselhoff making his way to the pack, but he's denied. Farron Samidi calling it. He manages to pick up and put 4 on the board, and none for quad guards on that jam.
For this next lineup, we have fire starter X8 for the Pan Am squad. They are wearing white today. He's coming up against Ben Twilley, number 36 in the dashing grey for the SWS Silures.
It's a weird choice, Gray. A weird choice.
It's not the most
and they're a very sweaty team.
kind of colour,
No.
is it?
We said grey just comes in shades of sweat. And Ben Twilley is lead jammer. He's already through, quickly chased out by Hasselhoff though. Ben Twilley making his way round the track. Quad guards with a full 4 on the track. First time we've seen that for a little while.
And before any action could really get off, tapping off the hips there from Ben Twilley to the end that jam.
Nice jammer awareness there from Ben. And lining up for the slurs next, it's Fincher Fury.
And again, Quadcard's very happy with keeping number 2000 Hasselhoff on that jam line.
Yeah. And the jam is on the way. Hasselhoff up against...
Especially with some of the names that we're seeing for the quad guards. I'm just hoping that I do get them right. If I offend anyone with my pronunciation, I apologise now before we get too far in.
And lining up to jam once again for the slurs, it's Iron Man.
And the first time on the jam line today for Hygienic, number 95.
Yes. And we are underway. Hygienic taking the outside, but goes up against the wall of grey. Iron Man struggling in the middle at the moment, but Pan Am wall not easy to get through. And we do have lead jammer to the quad guards. I said Pan Am wall there, I meant Toulouse.
I understand the confusion. Again, Slash Gordon sent to the box there, raising his hands, not quite sure of why.
A lovely little apex jump there from Iron, but he wasn't able to put anything on the board. Quad guards had already picked up 5 and decided to call it a day, taking our score to 13 to Toulouse, the quad guards, and 24 to the Southwest Slurs. And obviously the winner of this game today will be going through to our final at 1900 hours today.
Again with this, please do not forget, we may have some internet issues, but we are back on track. Everything is all up and running, full steam ahead. Please do go ahead and tweet us. We have hashtag MEC2014. Please send us through your messages if you want to send anything to support any of the teams today, or anyone out there in Derbyland that maybe have a bout today. Please do tweet us. We want to hear all about it, all in Derby world.
In the meantime, in that jam, Firestarter did pick up lead jammer. He was able to call it as he came round, scored 3 points, none for the and none picked up for the slurs there.
Getting set up for the next jam, we see Hasselhoff is back to the jam line.
It's a timeout call at the moment to the slurs. During this timeout, let me give you a little bit of information about Juice Wheels. Juice Wheels Martini Series features a dual-powered inner I can never say that word. Urethane core, allowing the running surface of the wheel to remain in contact with the floor for longer. Available in 3 delectable flavours. They haven't told us what they are. And each of the 3 player awards at the end of the tournament today, each will be given a full set of Martini wheels from Martini Wheels, which is really nice of them.
I think that's excellent. Again, these are looking like good wheels, and those 3 rolls, I can't wait to see who's actually going to get them. That sounds like the Silures have used their timeout very well and got to a point and made a big grunty noise, so I think maybe they're done. I'm taking that as what they mean, otherwise maybe I'm misunderstanding what that means.
I would think so. And lining up to jam for the slurs, we have Ben Twilley, and he's going up once again, is Hasselhoff. And we are underway.
Very strong pressure up front there on Matt Love, and as you can see, Southwest Style is working hard. Lead jammer there goes straight away to, I do believe it is number 36,
It's
Ben
Twilley,
Twilley.
yeah. So something in that timeout must have inspired the slurs, brought them back together, and it worked.
And
no
I think
points.
Mama and Papa Twilley must be very happy and proud with Ben.
They are. Lining up to jam for the slurs right now, we have Farron Samidi.
And he's coming up against 1789 Braveheart.
And we are underway. Farron Samidi going inside, going outside, still trying to find his way through the wall. Braveheart just sort of leaning on the wall of grey, not really duking or anything, just trying to push his way through his shoulder, getting up to turn one. Neither pack really giving any way through for either jammer at the moment.
The one thing I found, it tends to be that one corner where a lot of the packs are getting solid and stuck in. That is one of the Southwest Stylists off track there. Roll call 117 for what I believe was a multiplayer block. That is him off to the sin bin there. We will start the next jam. One player down for the Southwest Stylists.
Yeah, but Hayes getting called on the low block there, right at the end. Being picked up by our lovely ref, Scarbarella, on the outside track.
Have to say, do love that name.
It's lovely. And it looks like the slurs are going to use their official review for this period. Not sure if it's going to be on that last block at the end there.
Oh, and it looks like we've just had a tweet come in. Beware Wolf, thank you very much. Apparently it's pronounced swoos.
Swoos.
Pronounced soos, not swoos. So they are saying soos and then they grunt. See, I told you the grunting was integral to their style of play today. So thank you very much for letting us know that. Again, keeping our eye on the Twitter feed. Again, we thank you very much for contacting us, to all the little people out there in the computer world. We are here up early. I'm sure you're still in bed with a cup of tea and your loved ones. I'm here with the wonderful Mother Mercy. We are keeping our eye on today. Let's see what fun we can have. I'm
sure we can. And if you're enjoying the production today, don't forget, you can help us provide these high quality feeds by heading over to derbyduckproductions.co.uk and hitting the donate button.
We are getting set up for the next jam. We have Firestarter on the jam line there.
He's going up against Iron Man for the Sus.
Yeah.
For the slurs.
Sus.
And
then they grunt. Was that a grunt? I'm not even quite sure what noise that was. Very Neanderthal of me.
And we are underway.
There is a battle up front there. Firestarter coming up against the Zeus boys, but that's not very successful. It looks like we do have a player for the Quad Gods off to the sin bin.
Now, Iron Man has picked up lead jammer, but he's also been recycled to the back. So Quad Guard's now out in the lead. Iron Man, well aware that he'd broken through the pack, decided to call it straight away rather than risk giving away any more points. At the moment, the score standing 19 points to the Quad Guards, 28 to South Wales Slurs. So still fairly close. Could go either way. Just under 20 minutes left in this half.
Finch of Fury on the jam line for Sus. He is coming up against Ashelov for the Quad Guards.
During that official review, the Quad Guards queried a no call on the Sus jammer, but the rest decided that the call stands.
Roll call and Hayes back on track, straight into that blocking offensive up front. Again, effectively holding back the jammer there, Asselhoff, but that is a lovely breakthrough for the jammer of Zeus. And what can we say?
Finch of Fury making his way around.
Asselhoff made his initial pass through, but not lead jammer.
Fincher Fury having a little look behind him, saw that Hasselhoff was making his way to the pack, decided to call it. He'd picked up 3 already. Going up for Suze now, we have Ben Twilley.
And from this game today, we do actually decide who goes through to the final. So either Suze or the quad guards will be in the final, taking place tonight around 7 p.m. So please make sure you stick with us today. We want you to make sure this is one of the watch things on the internet.
It's Sunday. You haven't got anything else to do anyway.
Some people do have practice, but even so, that is no excuse to not be back here watching the
Take
other
a laptop,
games.
stick it on in the corner.
Exactly.
In the meantime, we have had lead jammer awarded to Ben Twilley.
And we've just had an international tweet. I'd like to say a very good morning to Hung Solo, who's watching wherever you are. Apparently it's 2 a.m. where you live. Well, I'm glad you're awake. Make sure you have pizza and beer.
Yes.
And think of us whilst you're at it. Thanks very much, Hung.
Don't forget one of our lovely sponsors, Double Fret Skates. Double Fret Skates, roller derby skate shop based in central London and run by London roller girls Kristin Lee and Gorgasm. Check them out at www.doublefretskates.co.uk. And on the track we have the machinist lining up to Jan for the Suze boys.
And we have Hasselhoff, number 2000, for the quad guards, pressuring the Suze, can't even speak this morning, the Suze boys up front. And I wasn't even drunk last night. It's just, I was a very good girl in bed by midnight.
And the machinist does have lead jammer. And as he makes his way into the pack, Hasselhoff has made it through his initial pass, and he's catching up right now. Oh, the crowd shouting, call it, but the machinist maybe not realising Hasselhoff has made his way through, picked up 4 points.
With that, some big hits coming out there. Someone took down the roll call, but he was back up and at him. With the end of that jam, they are quick to set up for the next play.
4 points apiece there. Iron Man lining up to jam for Suze. He's going up against Braveheart for the quad guards.
One thing I didn't realise is just how tall Braveheart is.
He's very, very tall.
Very, very tall indeed.
But Iron Man almost through. Neither jammer making their way out at the moment. One last blocker at the front, and it's lead jammer to quad guards to Braveheart.
Keeping it very tight on the inside of that line for that get through there. Oh, I think he was even took down by one of his own players.
May well have been. Angry Bear with a last-minute ditch attempt on Iron Man. He's out. In the meantime, no, Braveheart already on his scoring pass. Sees Iron Man coming in, calls it a day.
And you know what, I would just like to say a very good morning to all our French supporters out there watching the live feed, and they are sending their support for the quad guards. So all of the people in France that are watching, thank you very much for joining us, and we will pass your love along to the quad guards for you.
Bonjour.
Well done. That was very French.
It was. Lining up for Suze, we have Farron Samidi, and he's going up against Firestarter from the quad guards.
Hoping that he is not starting any fires here, because we haven't got the fireman today.
No. So we have 4 packs. Well, we did have 4 packs, but X-Wing just being sent off, making his way round to the box. Neither jammer getting their way through at the moment. Nice tight walls from both packs here. Oh, Firestarter seeing a gap on the outside, decided to take it. And he is your lead jammer.
Pace of the pack has slowed down a bit as we have Firestarter working his way round. What looks like a multiplayer block has been given there to one of the players of the quad guards. That is 717, I do believe. Charles Martellier for the quad guards. Go and sit down, you bad boy.
I do believe these teams have come up against each other before. Not quite able to remember what the outcome was, but I'm sure people in the Derby First will be able to tweet in and tell us what the result was of that game.
Yeah, again, it's always good to see how far each team has come, especially with the pressure that's been put on the quad guards being of such historical gameplay.
Yeah.
But like we say, the Sillies have stepped up the last couple of days.
Definitely. And Ben Twilly at the moment jamming for the for the Sus boys, and Asselhoff for the quad guards.
And bit of a quick shout out to everyone in the Derby universe. Please remember in December we have the Blood and Thunder World Cup. It's in Dallas, Texas. It's going to be 30 countries, 4 days over 3 tracks of Derby. Please go and get your tickets online. But for more information, there is a place called the Internet, and on there is a website. You can go to rollerderbyworldcup.com to go and get your tickets and that information.
In the meantime, Ben Twilly made his way around for a score and pass. He's picked up 5 points on that pass. Asselhoff finally able to break through. And Ben Twilly more than aware that he was coming up behind. He picked up 3 points there. Quad guards not able to pick up anything in that jam.
Again, still very close on the scores. We've got the Southwest Silers at 44, the Quad Guards on 30, just under 13 minutes left of play.
Lining up to jam for the Sus, it's Fincher Fury. And we have Firestarter once again for the Quad Guards. Empty box at the moment, so full contingent of blockers and pivots, etc. on the track. Very tight walls from both parts. Quad guards making sure they're bridging to keep in play. But it looks like we have a lead jammer for Fincher Fury.
But we also have a play for the Quad Guards. That is Jose Augusto Sanchez, number 28, coming off for a multiplayer block. That is 30 seconds where he will be able to sit down and think about what he just did. Getting set up for the next jam. We have Ewan Mann, FE26 for Sus. But one thing that has been pointed out on our Twitter feed is apparently the pronunciation of his name. We have Yayan, Iayan, Wayayan. And I'm not quite sure, but I do feel like I'm in some sort of...
I like Wayayan.
Wayayan
Man.
It does fit in with the placing where we are today, so shall we stick with that
Wayayan Man. So Wayayan Man is now on the track.
What we will do is before the end of the day, I will get him on camera and get him to confirm exactly how we say his name.
In the meantime, the jammer for Quad Guards Braveheart has been sent to the penalty box for a cat track, so he's left it open for Iron Man to try and make his way through, see if he can capitalise and stretch this score out anymore. Now, yesterday, the Swiss boys had some really massive scoring jams. Not seen that so much this morning from either team. It's nickel and dime, picking up points where you can, and as long as you're picking them up, that's what works. And that was a 4-point pass there. No pass, no penalty called at 1 point. Braveheart back on track, fighting his way through, so he has completed his initial pass now.
A nice display there of the defensive blocking build-up by the Sus boys. But again, the quiet, formidable force is Braveheart.
Iron Man saw him approaching, called it. So Braveheart not able to pick up any points for that jam. And now we have the machinist lining up to jam for Sus. And once again, we have Asselhoff for the Quad Guards.
I want to see if we could get him maybe to do a slow Baywatch run down the track later on. What do you think?
I'm sure he'll understand what you're talking about.
It's a requirement.
Oh, Asselhoff going for the outside line, but was met with authority by the Sus blockers there.
They were not letting him through, were they?
But the machinist not able to get through yet either, and yeah, but he's going to be called. Oh no, it's not a call for him. Yes, it was. The machinist got called. Was that a forearm call? Yeah. And so he's going to spend his time in the box now. Jammers have been relatively clean, so one after the other. Maybe getting a little bit frantic in this first half now.
Asselhoff lead jamming coming around the outside there. Delivering a cracking hit to one of the Sus boys. Again, really working and separating their players. But again, it's exactly what he is being taught to do. He is released and let out to play. That is 5 points.
Out of play was called there, so Sus having to let him go. In the meantime, the machinist is back on track already. The Quad Guards were waiting for him. All walled up, nowhere to go. Machinist repeating of earlier, getting sent right back to the back. Yeah, Asselhoff still trying to fight his way through though.
Jutalo. Well, look at the action on track. Trying to get in my French there for you. I again apologise if I say anything maybe I shouldn't be doing in French. Again, looking at the scoreboard, these boys are bringing the scores in. That is SWS with 55, Quad Guards with 39.
Unfortunately, though, the machinist has been called on a cut track, so for the second time in this jam, he's going to take a seat in the box now. With only 15 seconds remaining, it's fair to say that we could be seeing Quad Guards starting the next jam on a power jam.
Hasselhoff calling it.
Had a look over, saw that the machinist was in the box, and also the elderly is standing and ready to go. So let's see if they can take advantage now. They have full contingent on the track going up against 3 SWS boys. Not the easiest SWS boys to go up against there. He's got Neil Hallardo, Matt Lovin, and I think that's roll call possibly, but I'm just being pointed out to remind you of skates.co.uk. It's a Derby-lined online store which sells everything you need, whether you're fresh meat, a seasoned pro, or just want to give it a go. With complete skates, wheels and protection and more, they've got you covered.
They really have. With this, we have Braveheart jamming again, but coming up against that strong effort up front of the SWS boys, they are holding him back.
And just to say what we were mentioning earlier, on the 14th of June this year, SWS faced the Quad Guards, and it was a surprise. It was a bit of a surprise there. People were expecting the Quad Guards to sort of take it quite easily, but at the end of the day, they did win, but it was only 152 to 114. So, with how close this score is at the moment, not a given at all. Not a given at all for either team. Lining up to jam now.
And it looks like SWS, one of their own players, the mechanic, has tweeted in and sent a message. Hey there, mechanic, thank you very much. Apparently he sat there at home screaming at his screen.
Oh, that's no different. And up for SWS at the moment is Farron Samidi jamming. He's going up against Firestarter. Only, I think, 9 points difference now in the scores, so... Oh, we have lead jammer to Firestarter. Farron Samidi still trying to make his way through on turn 1. And unfortunately, we have a cut track called on Farron Samidi. Samidi.
It's French for Saturday, if I'm correct. It's based on an actual Bond villain called Baron Samedi.
Oh, I'd have said Baron Samedi. And
I remember that. No, I'm showing my age at all. I am only 21.
Oh, oh, some lovely footwork from Firestarter. They're just able to sort of hang on to the inside line, making his way round for a 5-point pass. We are going to see a lead change. At the moment, Quad Guards now taking it by 1 point, 58 to them, 57 to South Wales Toulouse.
And if I'm right, looking at the scores in French, that is 57 to SWS et 58 to the Quad Guards. Hey, who knew? Who knew that I could count in French?
I didn't know.
Neither did I.
Je suis merci. That's good to take. Je suis merci.
Je m'appelle Smashlin.
Oh, and on the way, we have Hygienic jamming. Oh, lovely fast footwork there, up on his toe stops, like Fred Flintstone. Oh, dances around the apex. He is your lead jammer. Well deserved.
That was like something out of Strictly Come
beautiful.
Dancing. I do reckon some of these guys actually do take some sort of dance lessons to keep them on their toes like this.
And Farron back on track, not able to pick anything up. Something we've seen from all the boys today is this run down down the straights. They just hop on those toe stops, and you forget they're wearing skates because they run so quickly.
I can't even run that fast in trainers or shoes.
Oh. And lining up to jam for Susie, it's Fincher Fury. Oh, and talking of Fincher Fury, the Dare Valley Vixens have been tweeting in, and they want to give a shout out to him as he's their coach. Lots of love there. He's up against Hasselhoff, and Hasselhoff going up against a wall of grey at the front. Neither jam are able to come through at the moment.
Well, with this action on track, what can we say? The quad guards are bringing some of their own French stylings to us, from the streets of Toulouse to the streets of suburbia Geordieland here in Newcastle.
Now, Fincher Fury has made his way around, but he's not lead jammer, so it's still up for grabs by Hasselhoff, but Fincher Fury is on a scoring pass now, trying to push his way through on turn 2. Hasselhoff still trying to make his way around, still on his initial pass. Looks like he might, no, is Neil Halado's waiting there with the mark of the beast, still not able to get through. Fincher Fury trying to fight his way there with X-Wing.
Mark of the beast strong up front there, holding back Hasselhoff. It looks like Grosbendois 2-2-2 for the quad guards has been sent off for a direction of play. Again with that will sit him in the box.
Yeah. And a direction being called there on K-Wing for the quad guards. On and off the track very quickly at the moment. And Fincher Fury finally able to break through, picking up 4 points there. Both jammers looking a little bit tired at the end of that one.
And looking at the scores there, we have Sousa and Toulouse on 61. That is 61 points. See, I'm getting good at this counter malarkey.
Well
61.
numbers.
If I get it wrong, tweet it in properly, please. Our Twitter feed is now just going to be stormed with French requests.
Oh! And once again, we have yet another lead change there. It's only 2 points in it still, with just under 2 minutes remaining in this first half. 63 to the quad guards, 65 to South Wales Slurs. And we have Iron Man lining up to jam for the Sus boys.
And he is coming up against 1789 Braveheart for the quad guards.
Queens of the Simbin, official merchandise sponsors of the European Cup. For all your custom derby, whether you're a skater, official or fan, Queens of the Simbin can meet your demands. Go visit them at queensofthesimbin.com. Back on track at the moment. It looks like we may... Oh, one last left for Braveheart, and he is awarded lead jammer. Well fought there. Iron Man still trying to make his way through the pack. But Braveheart is on a scoring pass. And he calls it.
That does look like X-Wing has been sent off for a high block. That will start them off 1 man down in the next jam. With that, keeping up there, looking at the scores, so very close, only 1 point in it. Stepping up to the play, Toulouse quad guards are bringing it back.
And it's girl time. The new line of protective gear, specially designed for women by Enwi. Because, you know, there's a lot of boys, so we thought we'd throw some girly love in there as well. In the meantime, Machinist only has 2 to go up against, so he's trying to fight his way through the pack. Firestarter, he's got 4 to contend with. We have lead jammer awarded to Sus, the Machinist.
Again, keeping the scores very, very tight right now. Each team has brought it in this first half. I think finally after first 10, 20 minutes, both teams were really getting into the swing of it.
Very much so, but they've both got to be really considerate of this penalty trouble now. It's going to be interesting coming into the second half.
Come in from someone that I do actually know. A lot of love from Holly and myself and everyone here. Love to Iona de Track, and also lots of love from RDL, that's Roller Derby Leicester, and she's just tweeting reminding everyone to go to the derbyduckproductions.co.uk website and donate. Please go and hit the donate button. I've just said second half.
So we're just going to go for a 15-minute half-time. Don't go anywhere because we will be back shortly. Get a cup of tea, get yourself, have a shower, get dressed and get sorted and come back here because it's going to be very, very exciting.
And don't forget to keep tweeting us on hashtag MEC2014.
And we are back. No, hello.
It's in stereo there, Mother Mercy. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to MEC 2014. We are getting ready to start off the second half of the Southwest Silas up against Toulouse's own quad guards. And the first half, very, very interesting and very close on the scoring.
Very close indeed.
I think at the most there was like a 30 points differential, but now they've really, really brought it back up.
Yeah, at the moment a 6-point lead for the Slurs, 71 against the 65 up for quad guards.
And the wonderful Seuss chant there. Apparently they say Seuss and then grunt, and we had clarification earlier on in that because I got a bit confused. But again, we are setting up for the next jam. Their action jammer, number 36, Ben Twilley, is up on the line, and he is coming up against Hasselhoff for the quad guards.
And the Men's Roller Derby Association is proud to be back in this inaugural Men's European Cup. They wish all the teams competing the best of luck.
Again, it's always good to have the support of such an association like MRDA for an event like this.
And a hesitant start by both jammers now, Ben Twilley and Hasselhoff. Hasselhoff trying to feed Ben Twilley into the wall of right. He's going to go up against the wall of grey now. Ben Twilley recycled all the way to the back. Coming into turn one with no lead jammer as yet. Oh, Hasselhoff just meeting the floor there. So, and we do have, it's Hasselhoff out front, but he's not lead jammer. Lead jammer was awarded to Ben Twilley, and he's aware of that, calls it. So no points picked up in that jam.
Getting set up on the jam line, we have the machinist, number 254 in grey for the Southwest Silas. He is coming up against someone of even more height. That is Braveheart for the quad guard.
Swansea City Roller Derby send love to their head coach for machinist and head ref Clark from SWS. And we are underway. Oh,
heavy presence of Braveheart at the back there. Couple of quad guards already down, but lead jammer, I do believe, has been awarded to the machinist.
It was indeed, and machinist says, no, I'm not going to mess around. Let's call this one off.
I think
Start
sometimes
again.
you come up against someone like Braveheart and you have to look at it strategically, whether you know what outcome you're going to get. And I think he just went, no, do you know what, forget it. Tap, tap, out of there.
And at the moment we have, once again, lining up to jam for SWS, it's Ben Twilley.
And he's coming up against Firestarter for the quad guards.
Oh, underway, heavy start there. And it's a very quick lead jammer awarded to Ben Twilley. He is our lead jammer. Firestarter still trying to make his way through. Matt Loving providing the bridge for the wall of grey. And he is through. He's made his initial pass. In the meantime, Ben Twilley already back in the pack, trying to find his way through, seeing what he can pick up for this jam. And it's called with 2 points being picked up there for the Slurs.
And a cut track has been awarded to Slash Gordon, F22. Go and sit down for 30 seconds and think about what you just did, young man. These penalties, they are coming thick and fast from the quad guards. Let's hope that it's not too many, otherwise they will be saying au revoir to the track.
5 seconds called.
And it just looked like we have had a shout out coming to one of the boys for the quad guards, Erica Packington, LA quad guards.
Ali, 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 Ali.
Her boys, and a shout out to Braveheart's little red shorts.
And it's lead jammer for quad guards. Hasselhoff being awarded there. Farron has made his way through his initial pass. But quad guards needing to pick up some points on this jam.
And looking there, that is number 3 Hayes for the Southwest Silence that is sent off for a multiplayer block. We are seeing quite a couple of those penalties coming out during this game.
Yep, quad guards were able to pick up 3 points in that, so that's going to close the gap a little bit. 68 to quad guards, 74 to SWS. You can send me in these Iron Man translations all you like. Everyone I speak to does it differently, but all that matters is he got lead jammer.
I'm just going to start calling him Man.
Man, Mr. Man got lead jammer. Well done, Mr. Man.
Well done, Mr. Man.
Oh, a little bit of juke in there, but that wall of white wasn't moving. In the meantime, Hygienic, the quad guards, has made his way through. Iron Man picking up 4, none for the, so nil point for the quad guards. And just a big thank you to everyone who's already donated to Derby Duck Productions today. Remember, you can help provide these feeds for these awesome tournaments, etc. by heading over to derbyduckproductions.co.uk and hitting the donate button. And we have the machinist lining up to jam for SWS.
And for the lovely quad guards in white, we have Firestarter.
Oh, and a very quick lead jammer awarded to the machinist there, but Firestarter still trying to fight his way through. Hot on his tail, he's out as well.
Digging deep to get around that corner as he's trying his best to catch up.
Oh, quad guards leaving a blocker in the wall of white, so the machinist just sort of able to take advantage, push his way through very quickly, picked up the 4 points, called it. And we've had a timeout now requested by the quad guards.
So again, from this game today, we will determine the first team to go through to the final. Later on today, around 7 o'clock, we will have the 2 last teams standing to find out who becomes the winner of the MEC 2014.
Exciting.
It really is.
It is. It's almost as exciting as Juice Wheels. Finally, a refreshing innovation in wheels developed specifically for Derby at all levels of play. The new technology delivers grip when you need grip, roll when you need roll, and energy when you need it most. And Mr. Man lining up to jam now for SWS. Quad guards still taking their time out. I'm not sure if you can hear that picked up on our mics, but the calls of SWS throughout the arena. Lots of people here this early on a Sunday morning, which is lovely to see.
Because they obviously have nothing else better to be doing, because this is what we want them to be doing.
Quad guards were really tight, really slow. But at the front, we've got the boys in grey, we've got roll call, we've got Matt Lovin and someone else there. They're not letting anything through. 2 down on the track, 2 bodies in white, but they're back up.
And to everyone out in the Derbyverse, please keep tweeting us. Hashtag MEC 2014. We want to hear what you guys are looking at, what you are seeing, what you are hearing. We want to make sure that MEC 2014 is all over the internet. Now
we're just coming round to turn 2 now. No one able to get through for lead jammer yet, but we do have on turn 2 lead jammer awarded to Iron Man. Now, Firestar has been recycled all the way to the back. Still on turn 1, still not able to make his initial pass. Big hit on Iron Man on the outside. He's coming all the way back to turn 1 as well. No. And we're now, Firestarter still struggling there with Matt Lovin at the back. Go. But there was a cut track called on you in man there, so he's making his way round to the penalty box.
Okay, with that leaving just a jammer for the quad guards on track. Firestarter, bit of a hit there from near Halado, but he does return to the outside of the track, trying down, but unfortunately not successfully done. He is recycled right back round to that far corner. Let's see the bit of a stationary pack as he is coming forward. Unfortunately, it does look like we've got Chronic sent to the sin bin there. And it's the end of that jam. Again, only 7 points in the score difference there. They are keeping us on our toes.
Timeout called by SWS. ENWI is a new concept of protective gear specifically designed for alternative sports and all non-motorised wheel sports. Designed and run by skaters, our aim is to create protective gear that we would wear ourselves. Products that keep us safe and protect our bodies against all sorts of injuries while at the same time being unobtrusive and comfortable. ENWI, go and check them out. So we've got just over 10 minutes left. Very quickly, the 2014 Roller Derby World Cup will be in Dallas, Texas this December. 30 countries, 4 days, 3 tracks. Get your tickets online. For more information, go to rollerderbyworldcup.com. I'll be there. And you can help support all the officials from the UK and Shrev that are going by going online and purchasing a Totes Profesh t-shirt. I'll be honest, I don't have the website address for you, but some... Oh, look, lovely producer Holy Sheet, she's wearing one as well. They've been made by the awesome people at Roller Derby City. We'll get the link up later and we'll let you know where you can go to buy yourself one of these fantastic tops. Totes Profesh.
So from this game, we will have our first finalist for the end of today at around 7 o'clock tonight. We are going to have the 2 last teams standing, and one of them will be declared MEC Cup winner 2014.
And the next game of today is going to be pretty exciting.
Yes, I am quite looking forward to this one. It's Southern Discomfort Roller Derby coming up against Tyne and Fear.
Yeah, the host league. So it's going to get a bit noisy, I suspect, in here.
Yeah, and I'm actually quite glad for that one. I think we get to sit and watch that one.
We do. I will be watching that one with interest.
A little bit of a break, because of course it's going to be one of the highlights, as is this one here, because from that game we will also get our other finalists, and then we'll know exactly who's going to be battling it out for that final position. Bit of a shout out to one of the stalls here in our merch village. We've got armorflexsport.com. Basically, it is all the sort of support wear for specific injuries. It's to prevent injury, don't just threat it. Basically, we've got the chap here, Robert Hughes. He is the guy running it, so go check out their website. It's armorflexsport.com. Looking at some of their protective gears, it covers your ankles, your lower shin, definitely the sort of thing good for anyone in the derby world.
Yeah, quite a few of the girls from my home league, Seaside Sirens, have started using them. So I think I might check them out myself.
Yeah, I was talking to him earlier on. Looks like it's definitely sort of thing that is definitely going to be a supportive element. Yeah. And also part of your basic derby kit, I think, for some people.
And it looks like we are ready to get back underway.
Yeah, with this, we have got a few people ready on the jam line. We'll start this off as a power jam in favour of the quad gods. Asselhoff on track jamming.
Now, Iron Man choosing not to be recycled all the way to the back, but he is going to pick up an illegal re-entry.
Yeah.
Maybe not his best decision.
No, unfortunately, even I know that that wasn't quite the best re-entry he could have gone with, which has now sent him back to the sin bin. Keeps this jam open in favour of the quad cards.
Yeah, because Asselhoff is lead jammer and he's made his way through. He's picked up 5 points already.
And what that will do is just increase their lead even more, because each time he gets those points, unfortunately, Iron Man just has to sit and wait.
He does indeed, but Iron Man is on track now.